into the second round, we progress to women's singles, and Pi Hongyan of France up against the wild card entry, Sarah Walker of England. Well, a big day as far as Sarah Walker is concerned.
It's a good chance.
What a great opportunity for her to experience the big stage. And of course, beaten finalist at the national championships, Sarah Walker, a 21-year-old from Essex, but now living and training at the National Training Centre in Milton Keynes, home of Badminton England. So the toss of the coin. Yes, and I wonder how many players will be choosing ends if they win the toss, because of course there is a drift. It's not as drastic as maybe in our day, Morten, but we won't hark back to that.
We felt it. That's what we felt.
Yeah, there's Sarah Walker, 137 in the world ranking. And as you can see, her win-loss record for the year in the negative. And but she didn't reach the quarterfinal of the Czech International last year. She's been beset with injury problems, ankle injuries, and fighting her way back to full fitness. And as we were saying, this is really a marvellous opportunity for her. Wild card entries given to the host nation, of course, and Badminton England have filled those opportunities. But without doubt, this is the biggest day, biggest match of her sporting career. And she's up against a player who has the most remarkable record in World Championships. This is her 6th appearance at World Championships for Pi Hongyan, who was born in Chongqing in Sichuan province in China, the 32-year-old. Actually moved to Denmark in 2000 and then started representing France in 2002. 5 previous World Championships, at least a quarter-final at every previous attempt, including, of course, a bronze medal at the World Championships in Hyderabad in India in 2009. But talking of injury problems, she too has had injuries.
She's had plastered.
She is. She's like the walking wounded. Both knees bandaged, and really has struggled with knee injury problems. This, of course, the first meeting between these two players, because they've not been playing in the same sort. So, yeah, that's right. I mean, Sarah Walker has been playing international tournaments, not even necessarily Grand Prix events, and then the tier above that, of course, is Super Series. Apart from Thailand, Tony Karapat, and service judge Ini. So all our match officials give up their time to come and officiate at these World Championships. But Morten, of course, Pi Hongyan has been one of the top players in the world, runner-up at the All England Championships back in 2007, where she beat a certain Zhang Ning in the semi-finals. Of course, she is the reigning Olympic champion. Zhang Ning now coaching the women's singles players in China. 18 career titles for this lady now representing France. But I've been watching her recently. Of course, she did do well in Canada. She reached the final before losing out to Chen Xiaoqie. That was the last tournament she played. But I haven't seen that she's really 100% recovered from her knee problems. And I think that because of the Olympic qualifying, she's perhaps started to play. If it wasn't for Olympic qualifying, I don't think she'd be back on the competition court quite yet.
Yeah, she's definitely pushing her recovery, trying to qualify for the Olympics, and giving herself the last chance to do well.
Right,
but, you know, anyone would do it. I totally understand what she's doing.
On my left, Pi Hongyan, France. Pi Hongyan to serve. Level, play.
Hong Yan, former bronze medalist at these World Championships, getting this first round encounter underway.
Service over. 1-love.
Yes, that's nicely done. And Morten, you know, of course, brought up in China, Pi Hong Yan came up through their system and then was able to leave and first of all come to Denmark. But I think that she was a player that I always regarded as such a wonderful mover around the court, super balanced.
So elegant.
Yes.
Yeah.
But of course, if you've got an injury and you're struggling with an injury, and that detracts from your best part of your game, it has a big impact, doesn't it?
It has a massive impact on her game, and obviously age. She can't run away from her age as well. 32, I'm not saying that's over the hill, but we're getting there somehow. And I think that the problem, I totally agree with you. I think she's such a stylish player, and I've admired to watch her for many, many years. But somehow, she just lacks that one killer shot, that one thing, that's something a little bit extra that can make her win the tournaments.
Yeah.
Service over. T-True.
And it might sound really strange, but I actually think that Sarah Walker can give her a really, really good fight. She's just got to be very, very consistent and very true to her way of playing. I think it's a slow haul, and if it's a slow haul, Pi Hong Yan is not having so many winners. The chances just to run her, she's maybe not fit enough. Take the top off Pi Hong Yan, and she's got a good chance.
Absolutely. And we can see already Sarah Walker has got a big smash. I mean, she has got this weapon that Pi Hong Yan, in all honesty, is lacking.
Yeah, she's strong. There's no doubt that Sarah is a strong girl, and she's a good runner. She's a hard hitter. So the longer she can keep this match going, I think the better her chances.
Yes, and of course, psychologically, she's got nothing to lose. She's not expected to win.
Oh, no pressure whatsoever.
Exactly.
Whatsoever.
And pressure can do a funny old thing to players, can't it?
Yeah, it saps the energy completely.
Yep. Of course, tactics in women's singles, Morten, very much about trying to outmaneuver your opponent, use all four corners of the court steadily, work your opponent and wait patiently for the right time to go for the winner. Whereas doubles is very much trying to force your opponent into error. It's a far more patient game, singles.
Yes, it definitely is. I think, though, that I haven't watched Sarah a lot, but I think she's already falling into the category of players. I would think that when she's playing a shot to the baseline, there is a potential chance of your opponent to attack it. But I can see she's already a few times now been caught by surprise. Oh, is this the one coming down? You know, when you lift and when you play a clear, potentially your opponent can attack it. So you've got to be ready. And I think already out of the 6 points, I think 3 of them is on smashes where she got surprised that Pi Hong Yan was actually smashing it. So she's got to really, wake up. I'm not saying that one. That's just too short. That's not it. But when she's playing a shot and she's playing to the baseline, she's got to be much more aware.
And this, I assume, is the fact that she's playing a different level of player now. I suspect.
And they can do more things.
Exactly. They get behind the shuttle quicker. Then they've got the options.
Good pressure lift.
Service over, 5-7.
That was a good run of points from Pi Hong Yan. 4 straight points, but brought to an end now.
Good following. Good following.
6-7.
Good aggression.
Yeah, that's very nicely done. Now she's got to watch out. Watch out. I'll watch out again. Yeah, on the arms.
Service over at 6.
Did you see a lot of Pi Hong-yan when she first came to Europe and she stayed in Denmark? Was she at the Graver Club?
Graver, yes, she was playing there. But Denmark has got very, very strong, tight immigration laws, and I think it would have taken her something like 7 years to qualify for a Danish passport, and thereby, you know, being able to represent Denmark, and therefore she chose to move to another place. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, that's understandable, and I mean she's enjoyed some wonderful results in that interim period over the last decade. Served as long. She's very personality. She's fluent in French and English and always ready to stop and have a chat.
Yeah, she's a very nice player. She's good to have on the world circuit.
And that perhaps a little sign of the nerves. She knows how desperately important it is for her to do well in these World Championships, get her ranking back up to something near it was before all the injury problems.
Service over 10-8.
Yeah, that's a bad mistake. She's not under pressure at all. I know it's so easy for us to say sitting here, but that's the kind of mistake she must not play.
Big difference with that one, Morten. Her movement back in court, she really got behind it.
She was behind it, yeah.
Yeah, it may be hard physical work, but that's the sort of thing you've got to do, that good, strong movement back in court.
Got to put yourself into position.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Service over 11-9 interval.
So to the mid-game interval, 2-point advantage, and as you rightly said, this a close encounter.
Even though it should never be, it's on paper and on world ranking and so on. It could be a lot closer. It could be.
Yeah. Fabrice Avalet, Pi Hong-yan's coach.
Court 1 to 20 seconds. Court 1 to 20 seconds.
Encouraging words, no doubt, for Sarah Walker. Started this match well. And I have to say, Morten, I always like to see a young athlete who, given an opportunity, takes that opportunity, really grasps it, not intimidated by the chance. She's really relishing the chance and producing, you know, some really good badminton.
Yeah, but that's, you know, in all honesty, that's one of the problems with our game, is the fact that it's so difficult to make upsets. In the olden days, under the old scoring system, it was even worse. It was even more difficult to make upsets. Today, when the scoring system has changed, we see more of those. But still, you know, being 137 on the ranking, it's hard to make an impact on a World Championship.
And of course, it's hard to get into any of the elite level tournaments because it's all done on world rankings.
All on rankings.
13-9.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
14,
Can you tell by the noise of the shuttle?
Yeah, exactly. You could hear it straight away.
That's a pity. It was the right idea.
It was good shot. Good shots. Very well selected. Just going wide, and again, I think she's not under pressure to an extent where she should make a mistake like that. So that's what she's got to cut down somehow.
That's a good return of serve, though. Brings the run of 5 points to an end.
That's one of the keys in ladies singles today, in women's singles today, is you've got to be a lot more aggressive on your return of serve.
11-15.
She was alert to the drop shot there as well, Sarah Walker. Drifts wide.
Service over 16-11.
Specifically watching Pi Hongyan's movement in that rally, Morton, and I think where she's really got the problem is her recovery once she's lunged forward to the net. She's just slightly hesitant, isn't she? She doesn't push back immediately.
Not the same way. She's got to take her left foot a little bit more up under her. I don't know how to explain it, to make that lunge a little bit shorter and then be able to get back a little bit quicker.
So that's really
she's got to change some style on that.
Yeah, almost having to put in half an extra step.
Yes, exactly.
And that takes time, of course, and therefore your recovery is slower.
It's much more simple to show it on the court than to explain it in English here. But you know, it's very comfortable lead that Hongyan has got now. I'm sure she's quite happy with it.
Oh, that's delightful.
Yeah. But again, it's a very good chance that Sarah is taking. She's pushing that clear, that flat clear, attacking clear down to the forehand corner. If you see that shot passing your opponent, you know you can push in at the net because there's a lot of pressure in that forehand corner. If it's not passing, I would say 10 out of 10. That cross-court shot is coming. So she's got to be alert and say, okay, it did not pass, I have to cover that one. But she was miles away from it.
11.
So 9 game points now to Pi Hongyan. Second time of asking. And the former bronze medalist at the World Championships, Pi Hongyan.
21-12.
21-12, the opening game. It's confirmed by the umpire. It really was from the mid-game interval in that opening game. There was only 2 points in it. And then suddenly rushed through to that 21-12. Victory in the opening game.
Fais juste attention à ce que ton premier coup, tu la fixes un tout petit peu. Surtout si tu joues sur son côté revers. Tu descends sur son côté revers avec un amorti simple, elle a le temps de le voir arriver. Ok? Tu dois toujours prête, je pense qu'elle va continuer à essayer de te mettre de la pression avec un petit peu. Bien prête. C'est parfait.
How's your French, Morton?
Non-existent. I was going to ask you. I can only say sorry, I'm not speaking French.
Now, what do you think the England coaches here are advising Sarah Walker? What would you advise if you were down on court at the moment?
I would make sure that you have a proper length. I would not entirely go for the sidelines as what she's doing. She's making too many mistakes on the sidelines. Just make sure you've got proper length. Maybe not push the pace so much. Just keep her on the court and possibly play a little bit higher, clears and so on. Don't have to put so much pressure on. See, again, don't go for the sideline.
Yeah, especially that sideline, because whilst everybody talks about the length drift,
This
playing
is normally sideways.
Exactly. And as we look down on the court, the shuttle is moving from right to left. Anything going down, that's Pi Hong-yan forehand side is liable to drift out.
It's a bad start. Too wide, same side.
Address the shuttle early, did Pi Hong-yan.
Lots of opportunities. She could almost do anything she wanted. Yeah, but that's what I'm looking at. See, Sarah's slightly under pressure. She's choosing to play to the baseline. Fine, no trouble. But you've got to get ready for the next one.
Yeah. So it's her recovery from the back of the court. She's not moving back to her base position in the centre of the court quickly enough.
And not only that, the centre of gravity. She's got to stay lower.
Talk about badminton players moving low and hitting high, so you move around the court like a cat about to pounce on its prey.
That's nice, really well played, good shot.
Service over 6.
And I have to say, with every match that Pi Hong-yan is playing since her comeback, I mean, you've got to remember she didn't play a tournament in this year until the Sudirman Cup.
Yeah. And when we saw her there, she was really
struggling.
Yes.
7-1.
And she is growing in confidence the whole time. And I know what it's like to come back from an injury problem. You need matches. You need to regain that confidence. As much as you play on the practice courts, it's match situations where you have to have that inner belief.
Yeah. Totally agree. Outs.
Yeah. Just not adjusting to it, is she?
8-1.
Nope. But hopefully when she's watching it on tape or CD or whatever you call it, DVD these days, you know, she would take notes. She will learn from it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. If you play the match and you're not learning from it, then you're in trouble. Nice again. Yeah. That's 5, I think, 5 out of the 10 points.
Yeah, now this really bothers me actually more than I think it's a trend with badminton players nowadays. I think we've changed the rules. It's not only a different scoring, we have coaches involved at the mid-game interval. There's a lot more funding for badminton, which has been wonderful in so many ways, but we have far more full-time coaching staff with all the different national teams and so on. In Badminton England, they even have somebody employed full-time to do video analysis of all the matches. And the thing that bothers me is that are the players
Taking notes.
Taking note and thinking for themselves. Because here we are, you've identified, we both have, 5 times already in the first half of this second game, she's hit wide of that same line.
With the drift.
Yeah. Now, surely she should be thinking of that and correcting it herself before you get to the coaching break.
I couldn't agree with you more. I must say I couldn't agree with you more. Having the coach is also taking away the responsibility of thinking.
Oh, that's
a
nice.
good shot. Yeah,
That's very nice.
Service over. 11-3 interval.
So an 8-point advantage
Yeah.
at the mid-game interval.
Hard to see change.
Yeah.
I think Pi Hongyang has grown in confidence in this match. She's settling in really well, playing her shots, and as you can see, she's not played one mistake on that sideline where she's got the drift, and she's playing very steady.
Allez.
Allez.
Yeah.
I know that.
Well, it's always a good sign to me when coaches are very brief with their instructions. They're obviously confident that their player is doing the right thing, and the longer the coach talks, the more concerned I am about the player's state of mind.
Unless I think sometimes when I do coaching, I talk as well, but I stick to 1, possibly 2 subjects, but trying to explain it in different ways. Got a nice deception on that backhand shot at the net, Sarah Walker. She's done it on a few occasions, and she's able to sort of delay it a bit. There we see it. That's the one. That's a nice one. See, that's what I mean. That's nice and simple. Just keep it in proper length. Don't go for the sideline. Run. Yeah. Totally outmaneuvered.
Classic singles tactics there from Pi Hongyang.
Yeah, she was totally in control. That was the case of doing it 1 too many times. Sarah chose a good shot. She played it. She executed it quite well, that cross-court drop shots. But when you play a shot like that, you have to follow your shot. You can't just hang in that corner. And you know, 9 out of 10, you have to run for that cross-court, the drop shot there, the straight one coming. And you know, you've got to be ready. You can't play a drop shot cross and then not get to the next one. In your mind, you've got to be ready. You know that one is coming. You have to run for it, and you have to put yourself in position to do it. Shot. Nice pressure.
Yes, and I think this is something that really shows how much badminton is a tactical game, far more so than tennis, you know, because you have to think 1 or 2 shots in advance.
It's just like playing chess.
Yes.
Very few have the power to play outright winners, and you have to really put some strategy into it and select the right shots at the right time, and put, sort of, I normally say, put people in the back and then tie it.
Yeah. So a 10-point advantage now to Pi Hongyang. The winner of this match will play against the number 8 seed Bae Jun, left-hander from Korea. You know, the more that I watch Sarah Walker, the more I sort of think she's got real potential. She's a good athlete, natural athlete. It's a good rally.
It is very good. That's actually how I think she had a chance.
Oh, superb! At long last has found the line.
But that's now she's sending all the wrong signals in my book. I know, a wonderful rally, everything. No, she's got to stick with this. Okay, this is the way to do it. I'm stronger than my opponent. I will not show her that this was a tough rally. I'm ready. I can do this. This is all the wrong signals in my book. Even though it was very well played.
Yeah, I seem to remember a certain Morton Frost in the final of the All England against Siguyato. What was the length of that rally in the second game, was it? 97 shots?
97, and then the next one was 95.
Yeah.
It took forever to play.
Did Ichuk Siguyato ever get another point in the match?
No, that was it.
Yeah.
We were on 10-15 love.
And I seem to remember after that first long rally, you were eager to play on and he was wanting to towel down.
Yes, I just, you know, even though I was feeling it just the same as him, and it was really, really tough, you just stay there, you play the poker.
You never show it.
No.
Yeah.
But I think if Sarah would have been able to play rallies like that from the beginning of the match, she could have really stayed with Pi Hongyan and maybe take the top away of the pace and then start playing with it.
Yeah.
And again, another mistake on the same side.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a massive mistake. It's way, way out.
And a mistake on the opposite side and gifts match points now to Pi Hongyan. 12 of them to be precise. Oh dear me. Last 3 points, 3 unforced errors from Sarah Walker. That's disappointing because there were glimpses, most definitely. Several very good rallies for the youngster from Essex here in England. 21-12, 21-8, as confirmed by the umpire. 2 straight games for Pi Hongyan. Well, it will be a tough order for her to keep her remarkable record here in World Championships. Keep that going. Always reached at least a quarter-final in her 5 previous World Championships. Well, she's safely through to the second round, and she will be playing against the number 8 seed, Bae Young-ju of Korea.